Anecdotes of Reddit presents. My grandma used to say, a thief thinks everyone is stealing from him. What were you accused of? By someone who turned out to be doing that very thing. My ex always used to say that one day I would stop loving her and leave her for some other girl. She ended up dumping me out of the nowhere and was in a new relationship in less than a week. Are you me LMRO? I accuse people of being devastatingly sexy. Might be time for some introspection. As a coach, I think you need to take a hard look in the mirror. Always wanting to check my phone. Always said yes to her. I have no lock. Asked her if I can also see her phone. She says no. Privacy blah blah blah. She has a password lock. Memorized her password when she was opening her phone in front of me. Peek at her phone when she was sleeping. She was cheating with 2 other dudes. Woke her up and I left. I told her change the password on her phone to annoy her. What is my password now? Try I'm a cheating whore. Attached and lowercase. Cheating. Fuck you Cassie, you knew that you were the one fucking around. We've all had a Cassie. I was with a Cassie for 8 years and she cheated on me while we were engaged. We all had a fucking Cassie. It's called projecting and people do it all the time. Just look at the numbers of people being accused of cheating by cheaters in the comments. It goes beyond and works for positive things too. Listen to what questions people are asking you. They want you to ask them these questions. How was your weekend? You can bet they did something they want to talk about over the weekend. In the context of dating, it's like a superpower. Say a girl asks you if you've seen any good movie recently. Yeah, I watched Parasite, the Korean Palme d'Or at Cannes Festival. It was pretty original. I liked it really is guys. Recommended. Are you into movies yourself? OMG, yes. I love movies. I watched X recently and I loved it. Edit. Pressed CTRL plus ENTER by mistake. Wasn't finished. This is what I did when I finished high school and went on to another educational state. German education system is weird and got to meet a lot more people. It's like getting an answer without asking when they ask for some particular categories. Are you into sports? They are. Were you on vacation this summer? They were. Do you have any plans for your future? They do. I try to ask specific questions that having nothing to do with me. People expect it to be about me, and it's fun to see their look of confusion when they realize I was asking out of genuine curiosity, not to talk about myself. And if someone asks me leading questions just to talk about themselves too often, it can get annoying. If it's the only way you interact, I'll answer the question and then ask them something different in response. It's fun to watch their annoyance at not getting to talk about themselves. Cheating. Always cheating. As soon as they start accusing you of it, when you clearly haven't done anything wrong, they're cheating 100%. It's never failed me. I didn't need to hear this today. Look man, some people are so determined to be unhappy that if they find themselves in a good situation, it causes them so much anxiety over waiting for the bad thing to happen that they end up being the cause of whatever they were afraid of. My ex-wife was like that. I had a good job, college education, never cheated, never had problems with drugs or alcohol, always came straight home after work, gave her both attention and space as needed. I'm not saying I was the perfect husband, but my current wife doesn't have any complaints, and I don't think I've changed. My ex-wife was incredibly jealous and selfish, always accusing me of cheating, wouldn't keep a job, etc. After I graduated college and started working in my field, we moved into a nice house in a great neighborhood, got some nice vehicles, etc. We finally had money for nice things, family vacations, fancy date nights, whatever we wanted to do. The better things got for us, the more miserable she became, until finally she wound up having an affair. Edit. Posting from work, so I had to cut my post short earlier. Just wanted to add that the point I'm trying to make is that you just can't do anything for some people, so don't take it personal man. Just be the best you that you can be, and if that's not enough for your soul, no matter how much you love them, you have to accept that maybe it's just not meant to be. My one ex always accused me of cheating on her. Turns out she was fucking her neighbor. My ex, please don't ever leave me. I don't want to be alone. Please don't cheat on me. I have trust issues. Also my ex likely cheats on me then leaves me for her ex-BF. I had also found that she was exchanging nudes with her ex, so yeah, she very likely had physics with him at some point while we were together. Nothing worse than two people taking physics together behind someone's back. Was it algebra or calculus based? I mean dude, you don't have to go physically cheat to cheat on someone. If your so is flirting with lots of guys and saying she wants to fuck him, she's cheating. If she's sending nudes to her ex, she's cheating. Those things are only okay if they've been previously discussed as okay in your relationship. She didn't probably cheat on you. She didn't. You don't have to dismiss it or sugarcoat it. Trigger warning. Mental abuse. My soon-to-be ex-wife gaslighted me so hard I actually believed I was the one in the wrong. So I kept taking her back every time. She would say that I was being abusive and mean, that I was causing her to lose her jobs and she wasn't able to sleep. All the while I was doing the housework, taking care of the kids, and working my own full-time job with overtime. I work at home, so I could do dishes and laundry on my lunch hour. At the end of the night I would conk out. She would stay awake and drink all night because of me, or so I was told. If I said anything negative, she would show me a bruise, claim I did it, and say she would call the cops if I said anything else. I truly thought that maybe I needed help mentally, but every time I tried to make an appointment, all of a sudden she was injured and had to see a doctor, or another bill magically needed to be paid right then or else, or the car broke down. Then my daughters, 17 and 9 at the time, approached me. They sat me down and said it wasn't me, that they were tired of watching her steamroll me into submission. They watched her slam something into her arm, then come wake me up and tell me it was me who did it. So the next day after the kids were gone to school I questioned why, if she wasn't working, was she not doing the housework? She got mad and told me it was depression. I saw she had orange juice in her hand, asked for a sip. She got really defensive. No, you're just going to hit me again. WTF. I asked if it had vodka in it. Oh no, I would never drink so early. Found out when she threw the glass at me that yes, it had vodka in it. Then she started freaking out, and when all the bad stuff started happening, when I stopped being a compliant little bitch, she went off the rails. Edit, I should have added, separated from ex 11 months ago. She's now 100 days sober, supposedly, but living in a different state. Continues to try to tell me it was all my fault, and keeps telling anyone who will listen that I'm an abusive asshole. CPS investigated me and our home. Prior to kicking ex out, my eldest moved in with my parents after an episode. She couldn't take my ex anymore, now 19 and in a tech college. Youngest, now 11, is with me and refuses to accept her mother anymore. Therapy occurred and is ongoing as needed, but she got a clean bill of health. Arranging another round soon though. Her nightmares have come back of my ex showing up and murdering me. When I say went off the rails, I was, back then, quite religious and was both in leadership at a church and teaching in a Christian college. Someone I had known from work just after uni was having a discussion with one of the executive team and being challenged on their alcoholism, deservedly so. A ruined marriage and other issue when the executive member suggested he speak with me, a friend. This guy's response was, what? He is my best drinking buddy. I was hauled in and had to defend myself in front of them. The irony was, at that time, I didn't drink. Could have cost me my reputation, my work in the church and my college gig. To say I was pissed off would be an understatement. So you had to explain to executive leadership that you were not drinking, based on an allegation that was levied by a known alcoholic? Gotta love those guilty until proven innocent situations. That was it. One of the things about religious organizations, IMO, is that they look for sin under every rock, while the top leaders get away with almost anything. I'm so happy to be out of that world. Going to kick a nest of wasps here. Racism. Was living in an Pakistani Islamic community and there were massive cultural issues within that community. Most, if not all the people within that community, agreed with me issues needed to be addressed, and they were issues to do with culture and religion, not race. The only people who screamed racism at me for pointing them out were middle class whites. The kind that would never in a million years dream of living in said community. Couldn't agree with you more. I've often found that the people who most vehemently scream racist at others are so desperate to prove they aren't racist that they will immediately shut down any dissenting opinions in an ironically racist fashion. Good on you, sticking to your guns. When I was a kid, my cousin accused me of stealing his Beastie Boys CD. He told his parents and mine. I got grounded for 2 weeks. A month later my aunt finds it in his room. Years later the kid got worse. Stole a bunch of CDs and PS2 games from me. Now he's 32, jobless, lives with enabling parents, alcoholic, coke addict, pathological liar, and he is abusing Navy benefits. He got a discharge because he pretended to kill himself to get out.